You know, if you lose a trade in space, it doesn't count because nobody can hear your screams.
Good thing I don't lose.
Frank. We're not lost, are we?
According to the spinning thing in front of me, I have no idea.
What was that?
Sorry, I just got an EDGEFINDER alert on my Discord.
Wow, nice add-on.
I think my helmet's too tight, or maybe my head is just too big.
Oh, it looks like we've got an incoming transmission.
Remember guys, we're doing our big Black Friday sale this month. Check out the links in our bio for more information.
Roger that, Julie.
Okay, I'm starting to think we might be lost.
Maybe James could help us with directions.
I think he accidentally blasted himself out of the airlock.
Again?
Let's go get him. Man, I've been playing too much Starfield. This feels kind of real.
Maybe we should do one more lap.
I think that's a good idea. I really don't understand why we're looking for this planet.
Frank, it's because someone told us that there's this planet out there where traders can get funded up to $200,000 in simulated trading accounts. And if you pass, you get the chance to get all your money back. It's really kind of a trader's paradise.
Traders have been searching the stars for a place like this, and it's just too good to be true.
Frank, you just gotta believe. Once you get there, they'll give you 15% off any examination with promo code A1Trading15.
Yeah, I'll believe it when I see it.
All right, Frank, take us out of hyperspace.
Coming out of hyperspace. Now. That's FX2.
That's it. That's FX2. The legends are true. It is as good as they say.
Wow, this is incredible. There's a big giant sign that's got a promo code at the front that says A1 Trading 15 for 15% off.
We finally made it to FX2. Get your discounted access to their trading accounts right now. Link and promo code down below in the description and in the chat right now.
Can you repeat all of that once again?
No.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another live stream, and thank you for being here. Hope you enjoyed that intro as we kick off today's setups and live trading. Got a good list of things to check up on, considering everything that happened yesterday. There is some updates we've got to do. We did, by the way, it was like I guess we did like, what, 4 or 5 hours of streaming yesterday. It was a crazy busy day. We had Jerome Powell, who dropped the F-bomb on live television. That was crazy. One of the craziest things I've ever seen on the live stream. It was a big day. And as we kick off today, there's a lot of stuff to materialize here. Someone says nice intro in the chat, Chandler and James. Yes, shout out to them. They're the ones who put together these shows and streams and coordinate everything behind the scenes. So shout out to them. We got fun. By the way, Chandler, James, it's we got to start thinking about next month's theme starting up. I mean, it takes us time to get all these themes and stuff put together. So just something to think about. But anyways, jumping in, let's talk about what's going on here today following all of that chaos yesterday. If you guys would just hit that thumbs up button as we kick off today. Let's talk about the dollar index. Dollar index was able to get above that level that I thought it would not. I didn't take any shorts on the dollar, and there were just not a lot of edge finder signals for me yesterday that I liked. In fact, there's no shorts on the dollar at this time. And I guess I'm glad that that is the case, because price did in fact squeeze a bit higher than I thought it would. And I've been waiting for some sort of edge finder signal as confirmation. And like I said, I'm glad that I did, because the edge finder, again, by not getting a signal, I didn't take any of these trades, which had I shorted this would have gone poorly. Now, that's not to discredit what I said yesterday. I have been bearish on the dollar, and I'm not going to try and hide from that, but I didn't actually execute any trades yesterday on this. The only trade that I am still in and still managing is what we barely survived in yesterday, which is this S&P position. Now, we still could get taken out for my trailed stop loss. If you remember, if you were watching with us yesterday, we pointed out positions here. We've got stops below this low. If market structure breaks, I'm out. Okay. So still sticking to the plan. This is a current live position for me. I am long S&P 500. And if price does not hold here, we'll need to get out of the trade. But it was very close, guys, very close to trailing me out. Look how close. I mean, it still could. I'm not saying it can't. If it trails me out, I'm out for a profit. But I would like to stay in this trade so long as we hold support. If you're trading SPY like I am, that is, of course, the my stop is at 432.72. If you're looking at SPX 500, which is the same thing, just not the ETF variation, my concept here is stop loss is 43.33. Okay, 43.33. I mirror my trades on both an FX broker that does SPX 500 on a so I can mirror that, right? So I am long S&P, still holding on. I've been in this trade for over a week, and if it stays in over the weekend, so be it. We will hold this trade. H Ballout says EU is being annoying in a buy. The move should come soon to break top. Let's take a look at euro dollar. What's going on there? Euro USD. Technically, I still love it. Just not getting the signal from the edge finder, which has been fine. If you've been watching the stream, I've been bullish on euro dollar, just waiting for that confirmation. And I haven't missed anything by waiting for confirmation. Sometimes people will get frustrated with their confirmation signals. They'll say, I want to be long this thing, but my strategy is not giving me the indications to move into a position. But look what happened here. Had I entered in this, had I taken this euro dollar trade, I would be no better or no worse off than had I just waited here, minus the stress of having open positions, which I guess, you do this for long enough that the stress is not that significant if you are, risking properly. But I just want to point out that in terms of this euro dollar, I have not taken this trade, but I have been watching it and just not getting a signal from the edge finder. But I haven't missed anything. Confirmations are a blessing in disguise. It's better to not take a trade because you have not gotten confirmations than to force trades without the proper confirmations. Let's take a look at some currency pairs. Australian dollar, Canadian dollar. Stick with me. I know this is not one that many people trade. It's not one that I trade usually, but I've got to look at it closer. Yesterday, we discussed the technical setups and it did not work out. So let me actually just retract my statement. We broke through this level. We entered into this range and I talked about potentially getting long in this area. I did not. And had I gotten long in this, I would have been wrong about that. So I didn't take the trade, but to be completely fair, I thought we would have seen a bit more of a breakout than this. But no cigar on that one. We'll continue to watch Aussie CAD, but that kind of killed the idea for me right off the bat. You've got these higher lows coming in. I would imagine we should have seen that push, and because we didn't, it kind of kills the technical setup for me. Let's keep going. USD CAD. Let's take a look at USD CAD together. What do you guys? By the way, if you have a chart in mind that you would like me to share, drop the chart in the chat here with me live. If you guys want to look at gold, if you want to look at the dollar, if you want to look at whatever you'd like to look at, please drop it in the chat. Let's get some chart requests here. Okay, Dollar CAD. Let's take a look at the daily. Let's start fresh here on the daily. So removing drawings, taking a look at the daily chart. So when I look at charts from a technical perspective, if you're a regular viewer on my show, then you know it does not, I'm not purely a technical trader. I use other variables, as I always show with the EDGEFINDER, and I look at market data. But from technicals perspective, I like to keep it as simple as possible. I like to look at things like the highs and lows, right? So I've got market structure up here around 138.73, and we've got what seems to be support right around here. And overall, take a look at the trend. Kind of trending back up, right? Nice overall push there. It looked like we were kind of losing our steam there for a little bit, but we've pushed and we've breaking out. So it actually looks like to me, there's a good chance we see a push right on up into this resistance point. Path of least resistance is to retest those highs. It's got to be off the daily chart. Now, of course, that's not a guarantee that it goes up there. I'm just saying that to me, the natural path for price here is we found support, and now price likely wants to go back and retest this resistance point. I know in the office here, James actually shorted dollar CAD and took a nice little trade right down, caught that move, which is awesome. Made its way all the way down to this area. Now buyers seem to be pushing this. Like I said, I think momentum favors the bulls here. You may get a little bit of pullbacks before then, because again, this is going on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles in a row that have been green. So, you start looking at that. I think that's something to think about, guys. The number of candles that a chart moves in one direction can be really concerning. And to go against my own bullishness on the indices, it was time for some sort of pullback. Now, do we have more room for a pullback? Possibly. But look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 candles in a row, green upside for the NAS. A little bit of a pullback came in, and today we seem to be rebounding very nicely. NAS bulls, NASDAQ traders, S&P traders, I think we're still in the green light. You may see pullbacks, you may see volatility here, but I think you've got a room for a continued rally into the end of the year. I've been very transparent on YouTube for the last month or so. I was early in my bullishness on the NAS and the S&P. However, we have seen a phenomenal run, and we've caught most of that run. I personally, as I mentioned earlier, I traded the S&P 500. I picked up SPY, bought it long, and the trade is currently floating $9,400. We caught this in the VIP group, and here is your plug of the day. If you guys are not inside of the Discord, if you would like to get the notifications sent by Frank and I, we trade together. We've been trading together for a number of years. If you'd like to join the Discord and get those notifications whenever we take a trade, get our entries, get our explanations, get our full insights. What I want to clarify is that this is not just your average signal service where somebody's just blasting, hey, we're making $1 million, all that sort of stuff. And it's, on MetaTrader, and they don't show you live accounts or anything like that. We offer with our service something that's more professional than that. What we offer is within our Discord channel, if you become a member, you get access to our forex, index, metals, and stock trades. So we trade currencies, we trade gold, we trade indices. And when I say we, you guys know Frank. If you're a regular stream viewer, Frank and I, we both have our categories where you can follow along and keep up to date with what we are personally trading. You get notifications sent to your phone every time we take a position. Now, with that, you also get analysis. This is not, the purpose of this service is so that you actually learn something with the trades being shared. So you'll be able to get into our trade room, see what's going on. We have a chat room available so you can ask questions to Frank, to myself, and Ivan, who comes on the show regularly. If you guys would like access to these notifications sent directly to your phone, to your desktop, trade alongside Frank and I, if that would be something that would be useful to you, then I got cool, exciting news for you. Currently, it is 45% off to get a membership for our Black Friday sale. We are starting early this year. If you have not already picked up a membership with us, it's a one-time fee to join. So you can, if you're serious about this stuff, you see yourself trading for years into the future, we want you to join us. If you're somebody who is longer term in this is a place for both newer traders as well as experienced traders looking for their trading home. But again, take advantage. It's 45% off if you message us, and we'd love to have you in our community. Frank and I, we plan on trading for years and years to come. So we'd love to have you in our community. And hey, if you're a new member, shoot me a message and say hello, and we'll welcome you to the group. But again, get access to the trade signals as well as to the chat rooms, coaching webinars, the education section. Again, if you're a serious trader, it's the spot to be. Hit us up, join the VIP, message us right here using this link for 45% off. And just to make it a personal effect, when we invite new members, we do like to have someone from our team work with you. So when you, oh wow, what is our? I removed that from my bookmarks list. Regardless, there's a link. When you click that link, it'll take you to our chat center where you can message someone on our team. We like to have personal conversations before someone joins us. And that way we can get to know you and see if you're a right fit for the group. So it is not your average, blind copy signal service. This is a professional service for people who are serious about their trading. So we'd love to have you. Let's keep going. Let's talk a little bit of gold now. A lot of requests for gold in the chat. So let's take a look at gold. Okay, gold fell apart. I always say whenever gold goes down, I can't help but be a lame dad joke guy and say gold melted, because come on, it's just too easy. Gold melts when you smelt it down. I wonder how hot does that crucible or whatever, how hot do you have to get that thing in order to melt down gold? It's got to be so hot. Anyways, let's take a look at the daily. Keep it simple on the daily chart first. At the end of the day, we may have gotten a little bit of a fake out yesterday. And again, if you know me, if you watch the streams, yesterday I was feeling a little bit of FOMO. I didn't take any trades on gold, but I am overall pretty bullish on gold. But I mentioned I'm waiting for this 38.2% to come into play. That's a nice retracement. It's a nice pullback from this explosive move that we've seen during all of the Middle Eastern tension. A lot of fear came into the market, and a lot of fear usually leads to gold seeing a jump in price. We got that, and now price is pulling back. I am still overall in the dollar bearish camp, despite recent price action. We talked about the dollar index not quite cooperating with the way I thought it would. Regardless, a big pop to the upside on gold, now followed by a pullback. And I think as you pull back into this 38.2, you've got support looking left that could be very interesting for a next leg higher. Now, if you're a short-term trader, like let's say you trade the 1 hour or the 4 hour, let me show you this. This is a hard chart on the 4 hour chart to really buy, in my opinion, right? Just because you poke down into this, I can't, you see what I mean? Like there's not quite an obvious, like, okay, yeah, it should just bounce. I think to get a little bit more technical with it, you probably want to wait for, some kind of momentum shift. This is, clearly still seeing a downward trend. I think what I'd like to see is some flip to the green side, right? So, we have a simple momentum indicator that we use at A1 Trading. Frank and I designed this, and, we put this together, and the idea would be a flip bullish could be a nice signal. So if we get a flip bullish and you start to see, breakouts, pullbacks, that could be a really interesting setup. By the way, this indicator does come with a gold VIP membership currently. So if that's something you'd like access to, message us. Click the link in the chat. You get access to it for our Black Friday sale. Anyways, so in terms of gold, like I said, you've got a daily chart perspective pulling back, probably due for a bounce here on a longer term basis. But then I think if you're actually going to look for that entry, that's where I go down a time frame or two, take a look at the 4 hour, take a look at the 1 hour, and we see, is there actually an opportunity there? So in just a second, we're going to say hello to Kenzo. We're going to go probably fundamental and technical with him in just a moment to talk about setups. And by the way, just a reminder, if you guys are somebody who watches the stream regularly, it is Friday. It is the perfect time to pick up your copy of the Edge Finder or our Gold VIP membership. Get access to our signals like we discussed earlier. If you want our smart money tracker, if you're a regular stream viewer, just a reminder, our discount right now that is going on, it is our best sale price of the entire year. Every November, we have a Black Friday sale, and it is a massive, massive discount to the prices that we have listed on our website. If you've watched us for a while and want to support what we do and also get yourself some really awesome market data or join our VIP group, if that's something that you're interested in, we've got a link that we just dropped in the chat here. Do not miss out. It's 45% off if you message us using that link. So again, when you click that link, you'll be taken to a message center where you'll be chatting right away with a real person on our team. I have 4 people on our staff here at A1 that help people set up with memberships and get them all set up for success. So if you would like access to that Black Friday discount, drop that link that's just been dropped in the chat. Click that link, message in, and someone from our team will take good care of you. With that said, I'm going to now, we're going to go to Kenzo. We're going to talk gold, we can talk indices, dollar, all this good stuff that we've got after what has been an interesting week, to say the least, but maybe just as important. CPI is on the horizon. So I think we start prepping for CPI with Kenzo in just a moment. He'll be back right after this quick break. Check it out. Frank, are you really trading right now? We are literally traveling through space.
Yeah, I mean, thanks to 8cap, I can trade at any time and anywhere, even in space. And I get a free edge finder with it too.
That's pretty cool, but honestly, there are so many other brokers that I think are better.
That's it.
I'm ejecting you.
All right, Frank, let me back in. Come on. I'll sign up for 8cap, I promise.
Don't get lost in space. Trade with 8cap. If you'd like more information about how you can get a free edge finder, click the link that's in the chat or description to speak with one of our representatives and sign up with 8cap. There's some great free perks available. Check it out down below.
Frank!
All right, and we are back with Kenzo from Extra Hot Forex. Hey, Kenzo, how's it going?
Hey, I hope you're doing great, man. I'm doing good.
Good. It's good to have you back on the show. For those of you guys who have not spent a Friday with us before on the live stream, each Friday we do Fundamental Fridays with Kenzo. We talk a little bit about markets, what's moving them, and we also talk about setups for the week ahead. I think we have a pretty big week ahead, Kenzo, with CPI coming up. Of course, we had jobs numbers that were cool. This week we had more jobs numbers that were cool on Thursday, yesterday, and you know, you combine that with Jerome Powell, who has been more in the less hawkish camp. I want to get your thoughts. What are you watching right now? Chart setups, fundamentals with CPI coming around the corner. What's your game plan?
Yeah, actually, this week it was more on Jerome Powell because I think he did speak around, I think three times this week, if I'm not wrong, or twice. So the last meeting, actually, I think it was actually referencing some points where he says there is a chance that they can increase the rates because the inflation is still a bit higher. And that was not really good. We saw some reversals on the dollar. Because if you still remember, the market was actually pushing a bit lower a few days ago. So now it seems like it's pushing up again. So the question is, will maybe the market on this DXY, because it's the dollar, will it break where actually the first breakout, you can see the market broke out here. So if maybe the market breaks out of that, we can say, yes, maybe the market or the dollar is going to continue pushing up. Another thing is next week we have retail sales and also CPI. So those that are going to be actually very good. But for now, we can just focus on the market now. So now I've been actually watching DXY, but not actually trading it, but I was trading actually EURUSD, GBP USD, and US30 and and the Nasdaq. So if I go maybe on gold, for me, the structure is not really good. I think I can't actually jump on the market. This reversal is aggressive. It seems like actually the dollar is getting back to its strength again. And if maybe we break this level, it's where I can say now it's time for me to look for that side. And it seems like it's breaking that actually. So that I can now get involved actually on gold. So on other ones like GBP USD and Euro USD, if you checked last week, actually on Euro USD, we had a breakout. The market was actually going down, very nice. Then after NFP, we saw the market actually breaking out. So the question is, will the market continue pushing up? As Powell is still actually thinking about increasing the rates, we have to see that. But the structures are very nice. I think maybe if maybe the market respect this breakout, we might see the market pushing up. If not, it means the dollar will be going back to its strength, and we will see another continuation of a downtrend, or actually dollar getting gaining that momentum again.
Yeah, I think I'm glad that you brought those up, Kenzo, because the euro has been exceptionally interesting to me from that daily chart perspective. You had a very clear, and I got to say,
Yes.
Kenzo, it's crazy how similar our charts are. Every week we pull up, like it's like we haven't talked since last week, and then boom, you come on. It's like we have the same charts. It's
Yes.
very cool like that. Just I guess years of experience and doing it together
Yes, because
for the last several months.
I can see I can see your downtrend there, and I can see the breakout. That's great. That's great, actually. I think actually once you start to learn the way you approach the market, even if we don't really approach the market in the same way, we are going to get mostly the same results or the same entries and stuff like that. And which is fascinating because we don't really trade the same, but at the end of the day, we have the same results.
Yeah, and we have times where our fundamentals are slightly different, but generally speaking, we're kind of following the same story. I know we both focus very heavily on that U.S. Economic data, news, and things like that. And again, as I mentioned earlier, for those of you guys who heard me say that we have CPI, CPI is coming out. Let's see when we can get this on the screen. So next week we have CPI coming out on Tuesday. So Tuesday we are expecting, at least let me zoom in for everybody. CPI, we are expecting here a reading of 3.3% year over year. And core, we're expecting it month over month to be 0.3%. Now, the previous CPI reading was 3.7. So the market here is expecting to see a pretty good continuation of that disinflation trend. Now, for viewers who may be newer to the fundamentals, then first of all, I would just like to say, make sure that you are subscribed to this YouTube channel that you're currently watching, but also you should be subscribed to people like Kenzo, because we try and bring that fundamental insight to you each day, each stream, that sort of thing. So make sure to do yourself a favor. That's totally free to do. That's free game, free knowledge. But in terms of the CPI, what I mean by this, inflation is expected to come down based on all of the work that the Fed has been doing, right? They've been tightening their monetary policy, rate hikes,
Yes.
reducing their balance sheet. All of these things are expected to help on the inflation story. Now, if that help does come to the inflation story, it's going to weaken the dollar, because fear about rate hikes and recession and all that sort of stuff could kind of slowly go away. And so that is the sort of dollar bearish camp. However, again, if we get a hotter than expected CPI, the dollar is likely to be very, very strong. And so I guess, Kenzo,
Yes.
as you mentioned, the majors, when you take a look at the Euro USD, they're sitting at what I would say is a pretty good area of support. The euro dollar pulling back into this area right around 1.067. But perhaps there's a little
Yes.
bit of consolidation occurring because the market is saying, well, we've got CPI on Tuesday. So I guess game plan for you on Tuesday, we get that number for the majors, for indices. I guess what will you focus on most on that day?
Yeah, actually, on my side, if maybe we can try to forget about Powell, he said maybe the inflation is still very high. We might increase the rates here and there, but that was just a statement. So mostly the markets will react for that. Maybe 8 hours or that, but it's not actually the real numbers. So, but by the looks, I think we might actually see a reversal. I think on the analyst there, the forecast or the estimate, they are pointing that CPI might actually go down. And I think it might actually go down because if you check maybe gold, you check Nasdaq, all these major pairs, they are all sitting around the support or maybe around the resistance. It's like they are ready to push. If you go maybe on GBP or Euro USD, they are consolidating, and I don't think after today we're gonna see any major move. We don't really have a major economic news, so the market might push to the upside. If we go maybe now on GBP USD, you will also see that. Let's see, we had a breakout. Okay, this one is actually coming back again on that retest. If you checked last week, the market was actually going up. Now, just because the dollar is a bit stronger, I think we might have maybe a reversal and the market might push up. And it's not actually a coincidence that all these markets, they are playing around the resistance. If we go maybe on US 30, you can see that the market is playing around the resistance. And it's just a matter of time before the market close. If the market close around these levels, by Monday, I don't really see the market moving that much, and that will give a CPI a chance to do its thing. And if maybe CPI is gonna be positive, I don't know. Maybe we might see maybe a nice breakout. If maybe a CPI is gonna go lower, if it's gonna go up, it's a different story. It means this downtrend is gonna continue. But I believe that we might see a weak CPI.
It's been interesting in terms of you've got the US 30, which is of course the Dow Jones pulled up, Kenzo. And when you look at the relative performance, obviously the Dow Jones has had a really big jump in what you're seeing there, but it's actually quite small in gains compared to the NASDAQ, which the NASDAQ has just been so dominant. So it's interesting that if you were too short an index, would the Dow Jones be your pick? Like, that be the one? And maybe why would that be? So if in terms of a short position, clearly we're sitting at a resistance point. And I think that, when you take a look at NASDAQ, I find this one to be a little bit scarier to short. You've had this nice breakout and again, relatively stronger performance than the other two. So if you were to short one, would it be the Dow?
I think Nasdaq actually is too sensitive to interest rates or maybe retail sales. I was going to go maybe with Nasdaq, but it's been not performing very well about going down. But as long as the market allows me to do that, I think we are actually playing around this resistance. We have this diagonal resistance, but another way we have another horizontal one. Unless if the market breaks out, then I will think about maybe buying, because it's also a good thing. The market has been going down for quite some time, so we might look for a buy. But if the market is struggling to break out of this area, then I will actually push lower. That's why I also have a sell pending order ready. So if maybe the market breaks out, then I will be thinking about buying.
Okay, that's a
but
I
think next week, Yes, I think the best. I like this the way the structures are. I think they are actually straightforward. So the confusing part might be only CPI. We just have to wait for CPI, and then we can actually have a very clear move. Because if maybe CPI is gonna be positive, it means we might see the market going down very well, and it means it's going to be a continuation of the trend. If not, it's also a good structure. The market just broke out, and it will be maybe a new start of an uptrend again. That will be good also. So yeah, I think CPI is very, very important currently.
Fair enough. Yeah. And Kinzo, also, we just did get the University of Michigan consumer sentiment number. Came out at 60.4, which is a miss compared to the forecast of 63.7 and coming down from 63.8 from the previous report. It does seem like so far the dollar index is seeing a little bit of volatility off of this. Take a look at the 15-minute chart. We see price making a advance higher. At the same time, gold coming down and some of the indices selling. And if you take a look at the euro as well, we are seeing a reaction to this area. But I think if you're somebody who's watching euro or any of the dollar crosses, we are still kind of sitting at support and waiting to see what happens here. As Kenzo is pointing out, a lot of market structure right now is at a very decision-making spot. As Kenzo, you pointed out with the Dow, if you get that breakout, there's a potential to the upside. And if you see resistance hold well for the sellers, especially with that confirmation from CPI, it's possible that you get the sell. So it's an interesting dynamic because when you get these really important decision-making spots in the chart, it can set up for many trading opportunities once volatility starts to kind of make a decision in terms of price action. Taking a look at the euro, like I said, it's sitting at support. We are seeing some volatility here this morning, but I think you have to take it with a grain of salt until you really see a break of structure here to the downside, or, you know, starting to form momentum to the upside. I think we're very much, the market is just waiting to see what CPI has for us to really make a decision. So I think that's something to think about as we go into next week.
Plus, I think actually this current consumer sentiment that we had now, I don't think it has that momentum or that strength. The market might be maybe on gold, but on other pairs, I don't think we're gonna see any stronger move. And after maybe a few minutes, let's say in 30 minutes time, we might see a reversal, which might be a good thing because maybe the market will be actually respecting this area, and that will be good because it's time for us to push the upside. Plus, it is the beginning of the trend. So if maybe the market is going to push from this, it's going to be a very nice push, actually.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, well put, Kenzo. And
it might be
Kenzo,
nice
I want to, next week, it will be very interesting to talk with you because, again, next week we'll be getting CPI numbers. We'll be getting, a good bit of market volatility off of that. And I'm sure that we'll have a big stream planned for CPI next week. That should be big. So maybe we'll see you back for a portion of that. But either ways, I want to thank you for coming on, Kenzo. And also just let everybody know who is here with me. If you enjoyed Kenzo's commentary and his charting patterns, if you would like to kind of learn the way he works, then I highly recommend that you check out his YouTube channel. It's linked in the chat here, and you can find him. Go sub to Kenzo. Make sure to subscribe to his channel. Show him some support. We do very much appreciate the guests that come on to make this show what it is. And again, Kenzo, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thank you very much, and the viewers.
All right. See you, Kenzo. And I think we have a poll coming, guys. We've got a, let's see if we can get this set up here. Oh, okay, guys. This is our poll of the day. James put together a little poll for us, and I've got it. I'm pulling it over onto the screen right now for you. So check this out, guys. The poll of the day. By the way, as I go through this poll, if you guys would like to join our Telegram channel, totally free to do. The link is in the chat right now. If you'd like to join us in Telegram, look at this. We got 33,600 people. We do polls like every day. So it's such an interesting channel to watch because when you get these polls, you get like so much sentiment from so many different people. But anyways, we just dropped this poll. Thank you, James, for putting this together. James put the poll out that says, do you look at the markets over the weekend? And that is your question of the day. If you're in the Telegram channel, please vote on this. It's always cool to see. Do you look at the markets over the weekend? Trading never stops, or I need to take a break. They'll still be there on Monday. I'm crazy, and so I still look at them over the weekend. That's just my personal do not do what I do kind of thing. But I also have a different dynamic than perhaps just somebody who is solely trading. I go on podcasts and do these shows. So I really have to do a lot of research. And the weekend is a nice time for me to, go take a walk and like listen to economics podcasts and listen to what people have to say. So it's kind of different. But I also highly recommend if you're somebody who's working towards profitability, get your back tests in on the weekend. That's what I used to do for years and years and years. I would take like a Saturday afternoon, I would get lunch and I would sit down and I would literally test strategies for so long. And it paid off. It really did. You learn so much through back testing, and I highly, highly recommend it. You'll learn more than you ever thought you possibly could just by back testing. Regardless, with that said, guys, make sure to join the Telegram. It is free to do. We dropped that link in the chat a second ago if you'd like to join it. We share trade ideas and polls and all sorts of wonderful things. We even include like, I don't know, sometimes we throw like a picture of us in the office hanging out or something like that in there. So take advantage. I do want to say there's nothing wrong with taking a break over the weekend. I don't do I don't like trade or do trading related things all weekend. I'm just saying for me, I still spend some time during the weekend keeping up with what's going on in the markets. The markets are so perpetually never ending that it especially if you're a fundamentalist, it's work. I mean, trading is work. Everybody likes to portray it as like sitting on the beach, but real trading, especially if you're a fundamentalist, you sign yourself up for pretty much a job. I think I can't tell if we're having anybody else come on the stream. Chandler, is James joining? I heard a door close, but I can't really tell. But either ways, okay, he's coming on. James has got something for us here in just a second, guys. So overall, this week was kind of crazy. How are things closing out? The indices giving back some of their gains, but also kind of holding themselves together, entering into a range bound. Yields, interesting. You had some of that action. Oh, that's Frank joining. Okay, cool. We'll say hey to Frank in just a second. Let's see. There's two people in here. We got Frank and James. They're doing some cool stuff behind the scenes. I don't know what's going on in there. Something crazy is about to happen. Hold on. Okay, so last thing I will say about gold, guys, to finish my thought on this. I think this is my game plan for next week on gold. I need to see pretty much a 1-2 punch happen. I'd like to see that pull back to the 38.2. Okay, that's first part. Second part is I'd like to see like momentum kick back up on the lower time frames. So, I'm big about like, look at the daily chart and that's great, but then also like use the lower time frames to spot breakouts, right? So like, for example, price comes down to this 38.2 and let's say we get, boom, a higher high, right? If we got a higher high and then we start looking for pullbacks, I like that trade infinitely better than just buying something that quote unquote seems too low, right? That's a really dangerous way. And also retail sentiment, I'm going to guess, I have not looked at this just yet, but let's take a look at retail sentiment for gold really quick. Let's add commodities. Take a closer look at this. Okay, no, I take it back. Gold has a pretty mixed sentiment right now, like 50-50. However, by the way, this column that we put together over on the far left, this will give you our bullish to bearish signals based purely on retail sentiment. Of course, the EDGEFINDER looks at more than just retail sentiment, but it's a cool indicator for people who like it. If you're somebody who looks at retail sentiment, type me in the chat. Like, do a lot of you guys use this? Let us know. Let us know in the chat. Just type me if you're somebody who uses retail sentiment. It's something that I look at, but I do want to clarify, Frank and I both, it's something we consider, but it is not like the end all be all. One thing that's interesting to me, guys, is actually oil. Oil is getting a pretty like polarized view right now. And that is actually probably somewhat of a valid signal. I'm kind of interested in oil shorts, as crazy as it might sound, but probably not until we get a little bit of a deeper pullback. But I do like oil shorts. I think they're on the top setups page. The algorithm, I think, spotted oil. Yeah, look at this. US oil getting a bearish reading. So I think that this might be a valid idea. I like fundamentally the idea of potentially being bearish oil, as it is kind of expected to see some slowdown. And if you think that there's any de-escalation in the Middle East, which again, from a human standpoint, I do hope that we see that, you could get a continued sell-off in oil, right? Demand would be hurt by a slowing global economy, and supply concerns would be lifted if war fears subsided. And again, purely from a humanitarian standpoint, let's just hope that war fears and peace negotiations, I hope that that goes in the right direction. Anyways, so that's kind of interesting. Oil getting that reading, also getting a retail sentiment indication that, you know, retail traders are really much, they're very heavily buying oil, which is a concerning thing. So I will keep an eye on that, but we'll watch that one close. Dexter says, how much do I have to deposit on 8cap for EDGEFINDER copy? At Dexter, message us. Let's drop that link to the chat if you guys, if you don't mind. Thank you, Chandler, for that. Dexter, shoot us a DM on our direct message center, and we'll get you the information that you. There's different tiers. We have different like deposit things, but if you guys are interested in getting that access, again, shoot us a DM on our talk to, and we'll tell you information about that. We also have, of course, our 45% off discount going on for the EDGEFINDER, so if you want this data, all of the tools that we use on the streams, get your copy. It is currently 45% off. Frank is in the back room. We'll say hey to Frank. What's going on, Frank?
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. Was James doing something back there with the whiteboard?
Yeah, he was erasing previous names on the giveaway wheel for
that's
new
right.
names.
He had something
today
to tell us. Oh, that's right. Is James wanting to take my spot here for a second to do that? I'm sorry. I know James mentioned this to me. We're giving something away, but yeah, let me see. In terms of news, we don't have anything else coming. Frank, what do you think about that oil idea? I was trying to say that. Did you hear what I was saying about oil?
Bearish oil.
Possibly.
Yeah, I agree too, because not only on retail sentiment is so strongly bullish, but this week was a strong bearish change for smart money. So obviously, price is not listening to retail because it's been going down the past couple of weeks now. So what it's looking like now is we're going to see some pullback into a further downtrend on, well, I'm on the daily chart. So if we look at 79 to 80 or 81, that sort of resistance level, just on a technical scale, I think that's a pretty good bearish setup there. Although I'm not really looking at oil right now. I have my eye on gold, actually to the downside. If you look at, I have no idea what I just did there, but yeah, I just I guess I zoomed in way too far. I don't know how I did that, but head and shoulders pattern here, and then we broke under the support zone. It looks like probably, I know this is the 1930s. You just can't see it on the screen, but this is what I've been looking at before. This level right here, 1930s. And then we get to lower support, which is quite a ways down. So I'm thinking gold is probably going to be in some kind of downtrend for a while. But that's just me.
Yeah, it definitely looks like the price action is struggling right now. I think if you look at what we were saying earlier, I think at the very least, 38.2 is down to like 1933. There's some support over here, and I really don't. You do have kind of where we're currently sitting some support, but I think when you get the fib in there, that's that 38.2% retracement hasn't been retested, and I think there's probably a good chance price does want to come down a little bit lower to retest that area. And I was mentioning that if we start to get a breakout to the upside, I might be interested in that, but I'm not really interested in buying it where it currently sits. I think we have a little bit more squeeze to the downside in the meantime. Price action looking pretty weak on the 4-hour chart. You got these lower highs, and we broke through support, and that head and shoulders pattern, as you mentioned. I think we definitely, from a price action standpoint, gold looks bearish in the short term. So we'll keep a close eye on that. What else are you looking at, Frank? I know we were talking about this earlier this morning, but we're both barely hanging on to our S&P longs, right?
That's right. Yeah. Barely missed, I guess, our stop loss. So overall, not looking extremely promising, but the fact that it's holding above where we thought would be a breaking point is kind of, I would say, a good sign. Yesterday's candle was pretty bearish, though. On the daily chart, we saw some exhaustion on Wednesday, potential bearish reversal yesterday, and then today is kind of in the middle. We'll see where it wants to run to today, but if it pulls all the way back and comes to where it opened at 6 p.m. yesterday, that's kind of an indication. Okay, well, maybe we're going to go a little lower.
Yeah. No, that's. I think that you've had a really, really good run here. You're looking at the S&P 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days in a row, almost 8 days in a row of bullishness, and so it's probably due for a little bit of a pullback. We have our stop, and by the way, guys, for if you weren't here, Frank and I both took this trade. But the crazy thing is that we both took the trade without even discussing it with each other, and our trades were the exact same idea. It was crazy. We entered like right around the same point. Our stops were in the same spot, and then I trailed it, and Frank was like, "I trailed it," and I was like, "Where did you trail it to?" And then we both trailed it to the same spot. So it's kind of cool when that happens, because it's like, we're thinking very much alike. We have similar trading styles, and I mentioned with Kenzo earlier, we had the same markups as well. It's just, when you do this stuff long enough, I guess a lot of the chart analysis and things like that ends up looking pretty similar, which I think is good, right? If you're kind of thinking the same way that a lot of other people who have some experience in this are thinking, it could be pretty good. I think to follow up on that concept that you pointed out with the S&P, yesterday's candle was horrendous, right? Not looking very promising, arguably kind of a bearish engulfing looking kind of candle. But remember, still, when you get like a bullish or bearish engulfing candle, but it's in an upward trend or downward trend, like it's going against the trend, you got to take it with a grain of salt. We've had a really explosive move to the upside. And I think you may, again, we've got our support level marked out here. So if price breaks this support, then the trade's done. We'll take profits. And Frank and I both have our stops locked in profit. So it's a nice situation in that regard. And if price does find its way to break through these highs, then the story continues. I think one thing that is beautiful about trailing stops is that you yield a little bit of the the responsibility, or the decision making, the predictability. You yield some of it with trailing stops. You say, look, I like this market. I think it's bullish, either fundamentally or technically or whatever. And I'm willing to stay in this market and let it decide what it wants to do. It's more hands off than trying to, pick a take profit, pick a stop loss, and all of those things are hard. And so for me, it takes one less thing, and it says, okay, we're gonna stay bullish if this market stays bullish, and we're gonna get out for a profit if that happens too. So of course, trailing stops have their pros and cons. Like every strategy, there are times where you trail it, get stopped out, and then it moves on without you. So that comes with the caveat at all, as always. But I like the idea of trying to stay in the S&P. If we can break through this high, that would be great.
Well, that trend line is holding up pretty well.
Yeah, it
so
seems
it's not
like
just that support zone. Yeah, go ahead.
No, you're right. I was gonna get to that point exactly like you said. You've got this upward trend that seems to be intact. You've got a support level that's held, 1, 2, 3, now 4 potentially times, and it looks like it's holding it together. And as you mentioned, you got that nice lineup between the trend line as well as support zone. and some of the many fundamental factors that we've discussed over the past several streams. But will be interesting to see if we can get that breakout. I'm happy to hold it over the weekend. Frank, would you close out before the weekend and reopen, or would you just hold through?
No, I just hold through.
Fair enough.
Yeah, if it depends on the entry, I guess. The fact that we got it, I bought in at on October 31st, so I've been in it for quite a while, and price has gone up pretty well since then. So I don't really want to sacrifice my entry for a little bit larger of a swap payment when we have this. We still have the potential of way more upside on the S&P, looking at just the daily chart and that trend line overall. So if I was in one today or yesterday and I'm just hovering around wherever, I would probably just not stay in. But because of where we are right now, I'm just going to hold it, see what happens. And if we see otherwise, then I'll probably either trail out or take my own stop manually.
That's a good point. And again, when you have that risk-free trade and it's no longer a question of like if you're going to make money, but just how much are you going to be able to make and trail on this, it makes a big difference. And also, the idea of getting in and getting out of a trade, I think going off that theme that we were just talking about with like, remove some of the extra difficulties of trading, the extra decisions you have to make. You just holding a trade through the weekend and trying to do that or doing that instead of like getting out, getting back in, adding those layers to trading. Those little things do add up. There's spreads and commissions that you have to pay when you do that sort of thing. There's little extra variables. So keeping it really simple and just being at peace with, if this thing trails me out, we're out for a profit. And if this thing pops higher, then great. So yeah, definitely just kind of trying to stay low maintenance with these trades. I want to also ask you, Frank, what do you think about yields? Yesterday was really weird with obviously everything that happened on the stream yesterday. It was crazy, but yields kind of moved around a lot. There was, as far as I understand, there was like another bond auction, which got some attention, freaked the market out a little bit, but now has kind of gone back and forth. Do you think yields are finding a top? Like, do you think yields are kind of topping? And I guess for bonds, that would be the idea of rounding off and bottoming, because of course yields move inversely to bonds. So what do you think? Do you think bonds are potentially bottoming?
Bottoming or they're at
I guess yields topping, bonds bottoming. Yeah, I know it's kind of confusing.
Okay, for yields at least, I don't really want to say anything other than we saw a pretty steep run up this year, and now we're kind of in this consolidation zone. We've broken under a trend line, and I mean technicals work on this chart too. I think if we stay above 5%, I would say that there's more possibility of higher yields over time, just basically like another run up to like 5.2 or 5.3. But if we can hold here and then dip back lower, I think we're seeing a reversal. But yields are tough because we don't know where the Fed's going to go yet. So yields don't know where they're going to go yet. And this is like predicting 2 years ahead. The 10-year is less than the 2-year note in terms of yield, which is concerning. So once we see the 2-year cross underneath the 10 and decline quicker than the 10-year can do so, then I will say, okay, yields are they've probably hit their peak and they're probably coming down again. So
okay, fair enough. Well, Frank, I won't hold you to the stream anymore. Frank, you've done a lot of work with me here to this week on the stream. We spent a lot of hours on the stream between yourself, myself, James, all of our guests. So I'll let you go, but thanks for your input on the show today.
Thanks.
See ya. All right, guys, and now we've got some cool stuff here happening. We recently did a competition that our very own James, he's one of our producers here at A1. We put a little competition together, and it was really, really cool to see. We have a video out on the A1 Trading channel that showed kind of, we brought together several traders from all over the place, and we put them into a competition style environment. And by the way, that was a lot of fun. And I think we have some ways that we're going to do it again in the future. We're working on it. I just want to say we give prizes and we give all sorts of fun stuff with our competitions. We are planning to do some more competitions in the future. And I know James and I are going to have to kind of hash things out and figure it out how we're going to do this. But we got more competitions coming in the future. Let me just say, before James gets on here, to give you guys some special news to the audience, we have something that is exciting and it is cool for the audience. We'll be telling you that in just a second. Just a heads up, if you are not already in our Telegram channel, we will be sharing any future competitions, which are free to join. Prizes are given, all sorts of good stuff. If you're not already in there, make sure to join our Telegram. We put out like analysis each and every day. It shares, we have tons of stuff that Frank is in here doing a great job, and Julie helps to manage this. And we have a whole group of people. We try and put together what I think is probably one of the best Telegram channels out there for people who are interested in fundamentals. And it's kind of like what you get on the channel, but in Telegram version, and it's totally free to join. We've got a link here in the chat. If you guys would like to get access to that, click this link, take advantage. And now I'm gonna invite James in here to give us a little bit of a rundown of what's going on. What's up, James?
Hey, what's going on?
Not a lot.
So we're about to do a giveaway, everybody. It's Friday, and we love doing giveaways, but this giveaway is a little bit different. This is something that we had not originally planned on doing, but given the circumstances, that it only seemed fitting. So I'm going to introduce him really quickly, and then we can bring him in here and talk to him for just a second. But as you may or may not be aware of, we just finished up a trading competition where some members of the A1 trading community were trading against each other for the month of October. And it was up to a panel of judges, myself, Nick, and Frank, to kind of determine who put on the best trading performance. And we kind of narrowed it down to two people. And ultimately, a member of the community named Usi won, but the other person who we thought did a really, really incredible job with it, that was Josh. And Josh did such a great job, and he was such just a nice guy and good guy about the whole thing, and was really encouraging to Usi and everybody else. We thought, you know what, this guy, he deserves a little something, maybe not the grand prize, but maybe a little prize, and we're going to hook him up with the EDGEFINDER as well. And Josh, being the nice and humble guy he is, he asked if we could give the EDGEFINDER to another member of the A1 trading community, because Josh has been trading for a while now, and he wanted to help out a beginner trader. So that's exactly what we're going to do here today. So let's go ahead and bring in Josh so we can say hi to him. Hey, Josh, how you doing?
Good, thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, doing good. So welcome to the live stream. Are you a regular live stream watcher? Obviously, you watch the A1 trading videos and Trader Nick videos, but do you ever hop on and watch the live streams too?
Yeah, when I'm not working, if I've got some free time, then I'll put it on, or sometimes I put it on in the background and then just work listening to it.
Very nice. No, that's a great way to use the live streams. But so welcome to the live stream. It's a little bit different when you're on the other end of it, not just watching it. But here's what we're gonna do. Here's how we are going to put names up on the wheel. I have asked for our people in the other room in the office to send me names at random to put up on the wheel. So you're going to click this link and message us in and say wheel or giveaway or EDGEFINDER. And when you click that link and send it over to them, they're going to pick names at random, send them back to me, and I'm going to put them up on the wheel. Once we have the wheel all filled out, then we'll go ahead and spin it. And the winner of that is going to get the EDGEFINDER totally for free on behalf of Mr. Josh Peacock. So
yeah, and I just want to say, Josh, that was very kind of you to do. You know, we were really, it was really cool to see just people get into their trading and you know, within the competition, take it very seriously. Your trading was really awesome to see. It was very diligent, was awesome, and you know, with that, we decided, like James said, to give Josh a copy of the EDGEFINDER just for free for participating in the competition and doing such a good job. And he decided to give it away for free. So we are giving a copy away to you guys in the audience right now. Here is, as James mentioned, there's a link in the chat. Shoot us a direct message if you want to get up on the board. I know James is going to be doing some handwriting here, so I will leave that to him. Again, you guys are in the audience are going to do that. And then stick around to the end. We'll be spinning it, and we'll have some special extra perks as well at the end of the stream that I'll tell you guys about. But make sure to message in right now using that link. And we're already getting names. So poor James is about to put his hand's about to get tired with all this writing. But Josh, I want to ask you, while he does that, what was your experience with the competition? Like obviously, we put you guys to the test. We threw you into the lion's den and said, trade on this account, do the best you can, and we'll pick a winner. What was it like for you? Was it educational? Was it fun? What was it like?
It was a lot of fun. Yeah, I said in my video that being able to see like a group of people trade so differently but still do fantastic was just such a great opportunity. And I probably never would have put myself out there online unless it was for this competition. So I'm thankful that I did enter. And when I entered, I had no idea that I would actually get picked. And then I got the email from James, and I didn't really believe it until I clicked on it.
Yeah, well, we're really glad that you did, because again, there are so many people in our audience that we know are putting in the work, that you guys are, you know, really working hard at this stuff. I know what it's like, right? I've been trading for years, and it's cool to just recognize somebody from our community who took a competition seriously like this, who appreciates, you know, the tools that we offer and the community that we try and bring to life. And I know that you were very much a participant in the calls that you guys did, the chats, the conversations. It was awesome. And you know, that's what trading is all about. I think it could be you could treat it like a solo sport, but truly it's better, in my opinion, to be part of a community, to be part of a group chat. I think, James, are we good on names? Are we getting close?
We need four more. Well, 3 more. We need 3 more names.
Okay, guys, get your name up there. Message us again. Chandler's got us with the link in the chat here to get your name up on the board. Again, thanks to Josh for being so kind to give away his prize to you guys. Also, can we just get a quick, let's just blow the chat up. That is such a nice thing that you wanted to do that, Josh. So let's get some thanks, Josh, in the chat. We're gonna hopefully you guys can blow it up for him. Again, that's really kind of you. You went through the competition, then you yielded the prize anyway. So you are awesome for that.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you should see, I think you can see the comment section, Josh, like on the right-hand side of the screen. I'm gonna guess that in a second you're gonna see a lot of very thankful people. I think we're ready. James, take it away.
We are ready. All right, so I've got 18 random names here on the wheel. We're going to go ahead and spin it.
All right.
And we've already got your contact information because you messaged us in, so we're going to be able to get you access right away. And the winner is Camille, K-A-M-I-L, Camille. If you messaged in and your name is Camille, K-A-M-I-L, you just want a free EDGEFINDER thanks to Josh. Thank you so much, Josh, for being such a nice guy and wanting to give back to the A1 trading community. And congratulations to Camille. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. Camille, you just won the EDGEFINDER completely for free, and you can thank Josh for that.
Yeah, Josh, you're the man. Thank you for coming on the show. We won't keep you any longer, and maybe we'll see you back in another competition in the future.
See you later. Thank you.
Yep.
See you,
Thanks,
Josh.
See ya.
And thanks, James, for putting that on. Again, big shout out to you. Low key, James, you put in some serious work with the competition. And as I hinted to earlier, I think we have some more competitions in the future. I think we might be doing something with ACAP, but that is too soon to clarify, but I think it's possible. It would be really cool, and we could offer prizes to the community, probably a lot more prizes. So as I mentioned earlier, for those of you guys who are with me here live, there will be a link in the chat real quick. We are going to be making any announcements in our Telegram channel about future competitions. So make sure to join that. It is free to join our Telegram, put out alerts, notifications, ideas, trade setups, all sorts of good stuff. Totally free to join. The link is in the chat right now. And finally, the last thing I will say, James and Josh and everybody who joined the competition, it was so cool to see from my perspective, to watch this competition unfold, and James to put it on for us. It was awesome. And just as a thank you to the community and to people like Josh, we really do value it. People who are interested in access to our tools, access to our Discord, again, that community that is available there. We have a very tightly knit, wonderful community of people that is managed by our team. If that's something that you're looking for, or you would like to get access to the trade alerts, the coaching webinars, the COT data, the software tools that we offer, whatever it is, just as a special thank you to you guys, we're going to be doing right now for the stream only, we're going to be doing 50% off. And what you can do is message us. Yeah, we're going to do 50% off. It's a little bit of a surprise. Let me see. I could show my screen here. Chandler, could you show my screen just for the blatantly, rude sized 50% off on your screen? Again, as a thank you to Josh for being so generous, and to our audience for making this truly possible for us to do this every day. If you guys would like 50% off anything in our store, we'll honor that just right now for the stream only. That is expiring after the stream. So just right now, if you would like 50% off anything, thank you for members who participated in our competition. Thank you for viewers who have supported us each day. And again, James, thank you for putting on such an awesome competition. And I think you're going to become the new, the people are going to love you for the competitions. You're going to become the giveaway guy pretty soon.
Yeah, I'm about to become like Alex Trebek or Pat Sajak or something. I'll be the game show host. No, it was very, very cool getting to work so closely with members of the A1 trading community. And I'm excited to do it again, because we do have a great community and a very global community, which is also very cool. So lots of nice people, lots of interesting traders from all over the world. So, definitely a fun experience, and excited to do it again.
Yeah, I think stay tuned, everybody. We will have more information on future competitions. But again, the best way to keep up with us on that is to make sure you're in the Telegram. James, I'll let you go. Thank you for spinning the wheel, for putting on the competition, and we'll see you back on the next one.
Yeah, of course.
All right, guys, and final call on that. If you do want access to our stuff for that half off Black Friday event, again, that is very, very short term. We are maxing it out at 45% for the whole month for Black Friday, but just for today, that is 50%. That's half off. If you direct message us, just let them know. You'll be chatting with someone on our team. They'll get you hooked up with anything you want half off. Thank you very much, guys. Denver says, when will it be 100% off? Unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to be in business if everything was 100% off. 50% off is the most we can possibly do. And it's very much just for this stream. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up. Thank you very much for tuning in to what we put together here for you. Hope it was helpful to you this week. We had a lot of fun doing all the streams, and we'll see you back next week for more.
Thanks again for flying with us on the A1 Trader. Our goal at A1 Trading is to give you the latest in market news through our daily videos and articles. Take advantage of our huge Black Friday sale, 45% off, happening all month on our best products we have to offer. A1 Trader, prepare for the return home.